What's up guys, Kyle here again, and today I'm yelling at Reza and I'm checking out the Soldano Avenger 100. Let's do it. Alright guys, hope you're all doing great out there today. We have my first ever Soldano Avenger 100. I bought this off of a member of the Rig Talk forum. I've always wanted to try a Soldano of some sort. Derrick Voricci had a older Avenger 100 for a little bit, but I never got to play on that. I played an SLO 100 briefly in Guitar Center, but you know how that is. I mean, you can barely turn it up, no overdrive, crappy guitar, all that. So anyways, this thing popped up on Rig Talk at a decent price. We made a deal, and here she is. This is actually the first time I have gotten to turn it up since I got home. I've had it for about 4 days, and I turned it on low volume. So yeah, what you just heard was, of course, the Deadweald Duality DX pedal on the Tube Screamer style circuit running in front of this. No other effects except for a noise gate that's built into this bad boy. So let's turn that off. I dialed the preamp gain down to 2. Everything else is at noon. Okay, so that needs a little bit more high end for me. Also cool still, but I think we need some gain on this thing. The gain exponentially increases the low end of this amp. Pretty cool. Let's see what happens when we scoop the mids, add a little highs. You know what that reminds me of? A tighter rectifier. I wonder why. Let's get the mids up. Woo! All right, that can get a little harsh. Presence up. That's pretty cool. A little down and we should be good. This amp has quite a bit of low end with the bass and the depth at noon. Let's turn the bass up and leave the depth and see how that affects things. So it's pretty fat on that setting. Let's dial the bass back and see how the depth affects things dialed up. So that enhances the punchiness of the amp without filling in all those like low mid frequencies that kind of made it woofy. All right, so that's pretty cool. Still needs more gain, so let's up the gain, lower the bass, a little more treble. That sounds really good. So that all sounds really good, but you know me, I like my boosts. So let's do a standard tube screamer in front of this thing. See how that affects it. Hot tamale, let's dial that gain back, dial the bass up. Oh, well this sucks. I definitely wasn't planning on keeping this amp and wanted it just for the channel, but that's some great thrash tones right there. That sounds really good. Let's dial the mids back a hair, bass up a little bit, bass down, depth up. All right, I'm having fun. Let's try the MXR Badass, because you know that that's my pedal. So that sounds great. Let's try, I've got the Henning M80 Ordnance. I have not plugged this pedal in yet. Let's try it on here. All right, so that is bright. Has like a quacky mid section to it. That's pretty cool. Doesn't remove the low ends, it just adds a lot of upper mids. That's cool. I'm gonna have to do a separate video on that pedal. KHDK Ghoul Screamer. This is really fun. This is a really good sounding amp. All right, real quick, I have like 2 minutes. A Soldano needs a super Strat. As much as I wish it was a Charvel, I love my Schecter, so that's what we got. All right, so let's get some bass, some low end, a little more mid. Listen to the difference in low end between those two guitars, that's crazy. All right, guys, one last riff before I call it a day. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining me. This has been the Soldano Avenger 100. Please like this video and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more killer high gain demos in E standard, because that's what I do. I will have some more very cool stuff coming this way. I've got some new amps coming to me in the mail already, and got lots of cool stuff planned. So thank you guys very much for hanging out for this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Kyle here again. We'll see you guys next time. This has been the Soldano Avenger